You know what's really hard to do is intros. They're hard. Like, I think I've filmed this like 20 times now. Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today's makeup look is about glowing skin and bright eyes for those days that you're feeling under the weather. So if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. So I'm going to start off with primer. I'm just going to put a little bit on my fingers. Next for foundation, I'm just going to shake it up. I'm just going to apply that in a couple dots across my face. Now this one does dry pretty quick. So you want to work fairly quickly with it. I'm just going to start by dabbing it around on my face. This brush is the Marc Jacob number 2. It's a great multi-purpose brush if you're looking for one that you can use for a few different products. Especially now that we're moving into spring and things are going to move more towards cream-based products. This is a great brush for that. Don't forget about your chin and your neck. I'm going to go in with my sponge now and just really press that into the skin. Now for concealer, I'm going to go in with my MAC Prep and Prime. This is in the color Radiant Rose. And I'm just going to use my fingers. And this is going to really help to brighten up that under eye area. Now again with the sponge, just to press that all in. Over top of that, I'm going to go in with a bit of concealer, MAC Pro Longwear. This is in the shade NW20. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that on my fingers, and again, just press that underneath the eyes. And this time just go in with a damp sponge. To set that, I'm going to use my Secret Brightening Powder by Mercier. And with powders underneath the eyes, I honestly believe that less is more. I'm not a fan of baking. I find that it ends up making the under eye look too crepey. And to set the rest of the face, I'm going to use my MAC Mineralize Skinfinish, and I am in the shade Light Plus. And with a large powder brush, this one is by Real Techniques, I'm just going to press that into the face first. And then I'm going to buff it into the skin, again paying attention to the chin and neck. Now I'm going to add a bit of warmth to the skin. I'm going to use my Hourglass Radiant Light. This is actually meant to be used as a finishing powder or a setting powder. But a lot of people, especially fair skinned people, would use it for bronzing, myself included. So you just want to sweep that over the forehead and across the cheeks. And it's not used for contouring, it's just used for warming up the skin. And this one does add a really nice, healthy glow, which is exactly what you want to go for on those days where you're not feeling well. I'm going to add a bit of color to the cheeks. I'm going to go in with blush. This is the Milani Baked powder blush in Luminoso. It's kind of like a peachy color. And with my Sigma, what is this? My Sigma F40. I'm just going to dab that onto the cheeks. A good rule of thumb for putting on blush too is to take your two fingers, measure it from the edge of the nose, and that's where you want to start putting blush. You don't want to go past that. It just lends a more natural looking finish. And now going back in with that large powder brush, I'm just going to blend all of that in. For everyone's favorite highlighter, today I am going to use the Hourglass. This is in Iridescent Strobe Light. And with a Real Techniques fan brush, I'm just going to focus that on the tops of the cheeks, a little bit into the brow bone, and then up just above the eyebrows there. Bridge of the nose, tip of the nose, just a little bit. And a little bit on Cupid's bow. Moving on to the eyes, you always want to start with a primer. I'm going to use my Urban Decay Primer Potion in Minor Sin. This one has a little bit of a gold, kind of like a rose gold sheen to it. Some days this is all I'll use. Other days I'll do a little bit more on my eyes. Today we'll do a little bit more, but sometimes because this has such a beautiful color to it already, it looks great as is. Alright, so for eyeshadows today, we're going to go in with the Smashbox. This is the Smashbox Cover Shot Softlight Eye Palette with this color here. This one is called A Glow. And with a fluffy dome, see if I can get that to focus. And with a fluffy dome brush, I'm just going to dip into that color. And just wash that all over the eyes. A little bit underneath the eyelashes here. I'm now going to go in with this shade, same brush, and I'm just going to put that into the crease, a bit into the outer V, and connect that down to the lower lash line. I'm going to go back with that brush that I used for the under eye powder, and I'm just going to sweep it over top and just blend away any harsh lines. Because we're using a light eyeshadow, this tends to blend quite easily. Now with a clean dome shape brush, this one is from Sephora, I'm going to go back into that palette, and I'm going to use this top color here. And we're just going to put that into the corners of our eyes and a little bit onto the brow bone. This is going to really help to brighten up the inner corner. And again, give that illusion of bright, wide awake eyes. For this look, I'm not going to do anything for eyeliner. I'm just going to leave that. If your eyes are watering, if it's not waterproof, it could start to leak down the eyes, which would leave you having to touch it up throughout the day. So it's honestly just easier to leave that. It also, again, it adds to a really bright looking face. So instead what I'm going to do is move on to eyebrows, and I'm going to use my Geisha Liquid Liner, and this is in the color Light Hair. I'll leave a link for this below. This is one of my absolute favorite eyebrow brushes. It's such a great universal color. Anytime I have brides, I use this on them, as it seems to just complement everyone's eyebrow hair. And I use it to just draw really fine strokes. Now, I'm sure you can tell that my eyebrows are tattooed on. So this part is really easy for me because I'm really just using that as a guide to fill it in. But there are some spaces where it's starting to wear off. I think it's been about 2 years since I've had them done. So really I just like to use this more so to fill them in. I'm going to put mascara on now. I'm going to go off camera to do it, but I'm going to be using my Double Extend mascara by L'Oreal. This is my absolute favorite mascara. Anyone who's got oily eyelids, this one is absolutely the best. So I'm going to put this on and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So I put on 2 coats of mascara. Next thing I'm going to do, a little bit of lip balm. Lips tend to chap in the winter season, so lip balm is your best friend. And finally, we're going to finish off MAC Prep and Prime. Just a couple spritzes to the face. And there you go, that's the look. Take my hair down. Just really simple, glowy, easy, great for those days that you're not feeling well. Nothing too complicated, too heavy. Perfect mascara as well for those runny eyes. This one stays on like an absolute dream but washes off really easily. Have a great day, guys. Love you all so much. Take care. Bye.